What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's go out to Del Mar coming up this weekend. Let's go to race 10 on the Saturday card there at Del Mar. It is a grade 1 Clement L Hirsch Stakes, going a mile and a 16th on the dirt there. Win, and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. So very interesting race here. And last year's winner is back. We'll talk about her in a second. And I think it's important to note last year's winner of this race did end up being the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, although it did not go well for her. All right, let's get to it, and let's go over the field of 9 here. Number 1, Chaston will be the horse to kick us off. Brad Cox, a trainee, shipping in here to Del Mar. Florent Giroux gets the mount, and boy, how about that? Brad Cox and Florent Giroux back together again. That was something you see all the time, and then kind of went away here of late, but they are back together. All right. Last time out, this horse went to Delaware Park, won an ungraded stakes with a 6 1/4 length victory, and looked pretty darn good doing it. 2 races back, did try tougher company in the Launch Moraine, got beat pretty badly, but 3 races back, another ungraded stakes win at Colonial. So, yeah, here's the deal. Like, we've kind of, on the boys side of thing, the handicap division up over in Southern California would be the better, more professional way to describe that. But the handicap division, we've seen horses from the East come out in those Santa Anita races that really weren't very good, and they would dominate a field in California, and then they'll come back to the East Coast and they'll get beat again. And it's just like they're taking advantage of running against horses that aren't very good. We haven't seen that a ton on the female side of things. This is kind of the version of that for me. I don't think Chaston's that great. I don't think she's taken on that great of a field. Therefore, I think she has a big chance in this spot, actually. So we'll see what happens. Normally I would say, well, she's going to have to jump up. She's going to have to improve a little bit. I don't know how much she's going to really have to improve to win this race. I think she's right there with the main contenders. The number 2, Calbred here. Number 2 is Hey Jesse. Hey Jesse, mostly a turf horse. Almost all the races on the turf for this one. Yeah, not great either. 2 races back, did win a ungraded stakes race at Santa Anita on the turf, but a lot of other races, against Stakes Company, hasn't done all that well. Does have 1 race over the dirt on the past performance sheet that I'm looking at Los Al in a state bred race, and did win the race. Now that was, back in 2024. It was at a mile. Like I said, it was state bred. It was Los Al, so much easier than this spot. Long way of saying I'm going to toss her in this spot today. The number 3, another Calbred, and kind of a Calbred that people are really falling in love with, myself included. Number 3, Almond Joy. Almond Joy, by the way, great name to start with that, but a Calbred that stepped up against Open Company last time out in the grade 2 Santa Margarita and won by 3 3/4 and looked pretty darn good doing it. Has big wins on the past performances at Del Mar as well. The last time the horse was at Del Mar, August 30th of last year, won the Torrey Pines by a half length. That's a grade 3 event, Open Company. Rattle off a lot of state-bred stakes victories in a row that led to that Open Company race. Now, she also has some Open Company races lately that weren't very good, but they were against tough company. After that Torrey Pines, she went to the Raven Run at Keeneland, got 4th, only beaten 2 lengths. That wasn't bad. Then went to the Beholder Mile, got beat 12 3/4. Not great, but Splendora was the horse that beat her. She's pretty tough. After that, the Apple Blossom, nowhere to be found, finished 5th there. And then last time out was Tried Stakes Company, or State Bred Stakes Company, but on the turf, it did no running there either. So back in a realistic spot after that win last time out, also was a realistic spot. So I think's in here with a chance, no doubt about it. And that's kind of that didn't need to really be said, right? I mean, it just came off a race that was pretty similar to this and won. So I think she shows up here with a shot to repeat for sure. The number 4 is Bank Shot. Bank Shot, a horse that is a 3-year-old trying older horses. Usually when you say that line, it's because they've beaten 2 or 3, stakes fields for 3-year-olds. That's not the case with this one. 4 straight tries against Stakes Company, and really, hasn't been all that close to winning any of them. I guess, only got beat a length and 3/4 in the Santa Isabel, but that was not the greatest of fields. Last 2 races, not very good at all. I don't think this one's for me. This is going to be a total pass for me in this one. Let's go to the number 5, Majestic Oops, another horse that is coming back to California, I should say. Winnered at Oaklawn Park, where she won 2 races, including the Grade 2 Azeri. Third in the Apple Blossom, but I thought she ran okay. And then last time out, third, beaten 3 1/4 in the Shawnee. But look, hey, kind of decent race that time. Got beat by Splendora and Immersive, 2 horses that did come back to win in their next start. Splendora looked really impressive in her next start. And by the way, Splendora, Breeders' Cup filly, Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint champion. So that's not bad. Look, I think this horse coming back to Southern California for this race makes a ton of sense. She was actually in the Breeders' Cup Distaff last year, got 9th in that spot. I don't think she's going to embarrass you. I think she's going to show up and run really well here. Been around forever, 37 starts, just 9 wins, but 26 of 37 hitting the board. Pretty darn impressive. So, look, I like this horse. I think hitting the board probably is where this horse is going to ultimately land. I like a couple other ones a little more, but I think Majestic Oops is going to show up and run really well. Let's keep going to the number 6, Simply Joking. Now a Pennsylvania bred. She was second in the Santa Margarita last time out. That was on May 30th. The race Almond Joy won. The Santa Maria did win the race by 6 3/4. Looked pretty good doing that against not that great of a field, I'll have you, but still a nice win there. And I think she's just a tiny bit below the best horses in here. I'm not going to support her in this spot. If you are, I don't totally hate it. I think this is, I'm imagining this horse is going to be a little bit longer of a price. Makes sense. If she can get out to the front, maybe can take him gate to wire. I just prefer others a little bit more in this spot. Let's keep going to the number 7, 1,000 Miles. Not for me. Mostly a turf horse, but kind of lately, I should say, but did try the dirt last time out. Didn't run well in the Great Lady M. Got beat 28 links there, but was sprinting against Sweet Azteca, so that was never going to work. But you got to go back a ways to find a victory. Zia Park Oaks, this horse did win, but not that great of a field. And since that win, really hasn't done much. That was back in November of 2025. This will be one that I will be passing in the spot today. The number 8 is Seismic Beauty. Seismic Beauty, the winner of the Clement L. Hirsch last time out, or last year, I guess I should say, by a length and a half. Looked very good doing it. And like I said, looked so good that she was a heavy 6-5 favorite in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. She was 11th in that race, beaten 39. She basically got eased. I don't know what happened. She kind of had a bobble or a bad. I don't really want to go as far as say it was a bad step, but it looked like a bad step kind of early in that race. And she just was never the same and was certainly seemed to be injured out of that race. It took all the way from November of 25 to May of 26, end of May of 26 to come back. And she did not look good whatsoever. She was third, beaten 9 3/4 in that Santa Margarita won by Almond Joy. So will she get back to top-notch billing? That's the question. If she runs the Clement L. Hirsch from last year, if she runs the Santa Margarita from last year, if she runs her allowance race from last year, she's going to win. Those are the 3 races. And if you believe she can get back to that, I believe she is the winner of this race. Can she do it, though? I thought the last race was pretty scary to back her now at a short price. I'm a little worried that she's going to get back to her top form. But look, the race last year will blow out this field. Can she do it? That's going to be the big question. And then finally, the number 9 is Anamia. Anamia coming in off of a 6th place effort in the Ruffian last time out. Stumbled from the start. Kind of a disaster. I'll draw a line through that one. The race 2 back, the Double Dog Dare Grade 2 event there at Keeneland, only got beat a neck to Alpine Princess. That was a good effort from that horse. That's kind of, the type of race. If she can run that one, she's going to be in here with a chance. 3 races back, won the Sandy Bottom by 2 3/4 there at Colonial. So pretty good horse. It's been solid against a little bit lesser company. Yet to have that big breakout graded stakes event victory. But I think shows up here in a good spot to give it another try. Wouldn't be shocked at all if she runs really well and gets the job done. So that is the field of 9. This is kind of a pick your poison type of race. So I'm doing 3 races this week. And this is, of the 3, I think this is the one where it's like, yeah, I could just kind of pick a route and be okay with it. And pick 3 or 4 horses, I guess what I'm trying to say. And it's like, yeah, I could talk myself into it. I don't think this is a very good group. And so I'm going to give the number 8 Seismic Beauty one more shot. My theory on this is I really, truly do not think Bob Baffert enters this horse with a question mark of I just don't know who she is, or I don't think she's doing very good. Let's take a shot and see. I think Seismic Beauty being here is kind of a sign that he at least thinks this horse is going to show up and run a much better race than she did last time out. So I'm going to go number 8 Seismic Beauty on top. I would not, I'm not crazy about any horse in here, but again, she's shown she is the best horse. She's got 3 or 4 races, well, at least 3 on the past performances that are better than the rest of these horses. So if she shows up at that race, I think she wins. So I'll go number 8 Seismic Beauty on top. I went number 1 Chasten in second. I think she's interesting coming in here for Brad Cox, a horse that I do think can definitely pull the upset. Number 5 Majestic Oops in third. I think she's another one that'll show up, run her race. I think she can hit the board for sure. And then I put number 9 Anamia in fourth. So I went 8-1-5-9, 8-1-5-9 in this year's running of the Clement L Hirsch Stakes. All right, guys, that'll do it. Hit that like button if you like. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting Del Mar this weekend.